Welcome back for more yoga. So we received a few requests from our fans, aka my mom. She requested that I do a video that's a little more relaxed and that reaches specifically the neck and shoulder area. It's perfect because that is definitely an area, especially if you have a job where you sit a lot, it can be really, really uncomfortable. So today I'm gonna show you poses with modifications. I'll do a couple side-by-sides and stretches that you can do sitting down, standing up, wherever, whenever you need to really release any tension in your neck and shoulders. Let's get started. Let's smack yourself in the face and go.
We can do this sequence sitting on our feet or with our feet extended out in front of us. Hugging your dog is optional, but it is always very nice. You can bring your legs up into a diamond position with the palms of your feet touching, or you can tuck your legs in into a comfortable seated position. With our fingertips on the floor at our sides, we're going to sit up nice and tall and start taking deep breaths in. Imagine there's a string through your spine pulling you up toward the ceiling, nice and tall. Shoulders stay away from our ears and down toward the floor. Nice deep inhales. Now let's start rolling our shoulders back and down, keeping our breath nice and steady. Now forward. Same thing, steady breaths, rolling our shoulders forward. Let's inhale our arms up and exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale, we bring our hands to heart center. Pressing our palms together, we're going to bring our hands to our right shoulder. Exhaling back to center. Inhaling over to the left shoulder. And exhaling back to center. We're going to let our fingertips come back to our sides, lightly touching the ground. Inhaling our arms up. Our fingertips meet, our palms touch, and on our next comfortable inhale, we're going to let our hands fall back, bending at the elbows. Our hands come as close to in between our shoulders as is comfortable. Keeping our back nice and straight, sitting up tall. Inhaling our arms back up overhead and exhaling them back to our sides. Inhaling our arms up to a T, let our right ear fall over toward our left shoulder. Doesn't have to meet necessarily. And then we go over to the left side. Back to the center. Let's do that one more time, letting our head drift over to the right. Inhaling and pausing in the center, exhaling over to the left and back to center. Now let's let our chin fall, feeling a stretch through our spine. And as we exhale, let's look straight up overhead. Let's bend our arms in a touchdown position and turn our hands in and out, stretching our wrists. Now inhaling, we're going to turn and twist to the right, exhaling back to the center. Inhaling, we turn and twist to the left. Exhaling back to center, and let's repeat that. So inhale to the right, exhale center, inhale left, exhale center, and you can let your hands drift back down to the floor, taking a few deep breaths, elongating our spine. Let's let our head tilt to the right. Taking a few breaths, and on our next comfortable exhale, let's let our chin tuck and we look straight down. Pausing here, taking nice deep breaths. On our next inhale, we'll come up on the left shoulder. And finally, looking straight up. And then let's roll back the way that we came. So left, then down, Then back up onto the right shoulder and looking up. Coming back to a neutral space, let's place our hands gently on the front of our knees. And as we inhale, we're going to let our spine round, our chin tuck. And as we exhale, we lean slightly forward, straightening our back and looking straight up. Inhale, round the back, sinking backward. Exhale, straighten the spine and look straight up. Now bringing our feet directly out in front of us. In seated staff pose, let's inhale our arms up overhead and exhale, folding forward, reaching toward our toes, putting a bend in our knees if this pose is at all uncomfortable. Inhaling, we lean up just slightly, and exhaling, we fold back over. You can even pedal your feet, feel the stretch. Letting your ears fall to your shoulders, nodding your head, shaking your head yes and no. Really just loosening up the neck, nothing too intense. And inhaling our arms back up and exhaling them to the floor. Forward fold is a great place to stop if you're looking for something lighter, but if you'd like to keep going, let's go. Bringing our legs behind us, we're going to come into all fours, our hips over our knees and our shoulders over our wrists. Taking a deep breath in, we tuck our chin, round the spine. And as we exhale, we arch the spine and look up. Repeat that. Inhale, round, exhale, arch. Moving back to a neutral spine, we're going to replace our hands with our elbows, so our elbows go directly under our shoulders. And tucking our toes, we push up into dolphin pose. Making sure to push up through the shoulders, our head is neutral and looking behind us. After a few breaths, let's come back down to our knees and extend our arms out in front of us, resting our forehead on the floor in extended puppy pose, our spine and all motions going forward away from our hips. We can stay in this pose, or to increase the stretch, we can place our chin on the floor. Again, taking deep breaths, only doing what's comfortable. And then when we're ready, we'll push ourselves up back onto all fours, finding our deep breaths. We're going to tuck our toes, and on our next comfortable inhale, we will push our hips up to downward facing dog, making sure all energy is going up and we're pushing away from the floor. Inhaling and picking up our right hand, we reach for our left foot. Replacing that hand, we'll do the same thing on the other side, so reaching across. And then my camera died and the dog's being crazy, so I had to reset up. There we go. So we're placing our hand back in the downward facing dog. I like to softly round forward and then back. Here I'm bending my knees just to get a little deeper stretch in my lower back. It feels amazing. Still pushing the floor away with my shoulders, sinking my hips back and up, bending my knees wherever is comfortable. Now let's actually shift forward into our plank. You might need to slightly readjust your feet. Let's pause here for a few moments, finding our steady breath, straightening our back, elongating the spine. Feel free to move your neck around again, maybe tucking the chin, or shaking your head yes and no, side to side. Really taking a second to find where your neck might need a little extra stretch. And on our next comfortable inhale, let's shift back to downward dog, pausing there. And then we walk our feet up to our hands. Once there, we'll put a nice deep bend in our knees so that our tummies touch our thighs. And maybe even grab our elbows so that we're hanging over our legs. Let's pause here. And then you can release your hands down to the floor. And bending our knees, we sit down on the floor and extend our legs out in front of us. Here we will end with the same forward fold series that we did in the beginning of our practice. Exhaling over toward our feet. Inhaling slightly up, elongating the spine, and as we exhale, we sink deeper into the stretch. Pedaling our feet if that feels good. Maybe shaking our head yes and no. Trying to remember to keep our back straight. Sinking a little bit deeper into the pose with every exhale. And then finally inhaling our arms overhead. And exhaling them back down to the floor. Hopefully you liked this simple shoulder and neck series. Leave us a comment below of a series you would like to see us do, and we will see you next time.
Bye.